What if I told you that the biggest girl group in the world almost didn't happen the way you think? That the story of BLACKPINK, the global icons who dominate charts, fill stadiums, and redefine pop culture, wasn't built on the same formula that shaped countless idols before them? Forget the polished, step-by-step guide to K-pop stardom. BLACKPINK's journey was something else entirely. It was a gamble, a string of unconventional choices, and a path that seemed impossible at the time. Yet somehow, it worked. They broke the rules before they were even written. They weren't meant to fit into the mold, because from the very beginning, YG Entertainment, their company, decided they wouldn't just debut another girl group, they would create something that had never been seen before. And with that decision came risks, delayed debuts, countless years of uncertainty, the brutal training system that pushed them to the brink, and the doubts of whether four girls with such different backgrounds could ever come together as one. For years, their future was a question mark, their fate uncertain. But out of that uncertainty was born something extraordinary. BLACKPINK didn't just debut, they detonated. They shattered the expectations of what a girl group could be, rewriting the rulebook on global influence, branding, and artistry. Jisoo with her elegance and quiet strength, Jennie with her bold charisma and effortless star power, Rosé with her haunting voice and emotional depth, and Lisa with her unrivaled stage presence and universal appeal. They weren't just members of a group. They were pieces of a puzzle that, when put together, created a phenomenon no one could stop. But here's the truth that most people don't realize. Their rise wasn't smooth, nor was it guaranteed. There were setbacks, there were doubts, and there were times when the entire project could have collapsed. And yet, by defying the norms, by daring to do what others wouldn't, BLACKPINK emerged not just as K-pop stars, but as the face of a new global era in music. So the question is, how did they do it? How did four trainees, once hidden away in practice rooms, go on to challenge an entire industry and captivate millions around the globe? This is not the typical K-pop success story. This is the real story. One of resilience, vision, risk, and revolution. This is how BLACKPINK became the most powerful girl group on the planet. One of the most fascinating aspects of BLACKPINK's career strategy is what many fans and industry watchers call the less is more paradox. Unlike many K-pop groups that flood the market with multiple comebacks, mini albums, and constant releases, BLACKPINK took a completely different route. Fewer comebacks, but each one executed with maximum impact. This scarcity created a sense of urgency and anticipation. Every new song or album felt like an event, not just another addition to their discography. Fans would wait months, sometimes even years, but when the music arrived, it wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality. Each release came with stunning, high-budget music videos that looked like blockbuster productions, choreographies polished to perfection and instantly iconic, and concepts that sparked global conversations. This deliberate approach meant that their songs were replayed endlessly, dissected for hidden details, and celebrated far longer than the usual release cycle. Instead of overwhelming audiences with content, BLACKPINK built a system where scarcity itself became a marketing weapon, amplifying the impact of every track and ensuring that their music lingered in the cultural consciousness far beyond the usual shelf life of a pop song. Another crucial factor behind BLACKPINK's meteoric rise lies in their strategic collaborations and global expansion. From the early stages of their career, they made bold moves by partnering with some of the biggest names in Western music, including Dua Lipa, Selena Gomez, and Lady Gaga. These collaborations weren't just random pairings. They were carefully chosen to amplify BLACKPINK's reach beyond the borders of Korea and establish their presence in the highly competitive Western market. At the same time, each member's partnership with global fashion houses like Chanel, Dior, Celine, and Saint Laurent elevated their influence individually, allowing them to build personal brands that resonated far outside of K-pop's usual audience. This dual approach, music collaborations that showcase their versatility and luxury brand ambassadorships that position them as global trendsetters, gave BLACKPINK an unmatched platform for international outreach. By the time they launched targeted promotions and tours across key markets, such as the US, Europe, and Southeast Asia, they weren't just another K-pop group entering new territory. They were already recognized cultural icons, seamlessly bridging East and West while rewriting the blueprint for global domination. Another key ingredient in Blackpink's unique formula for success is what many call the mystery factor, a carefully controlled narrative that balances visibility with exclusivity. Unlike many other K-pop acts that frequently appear on variety shows and promotional programs, Blackpink's limited television exposure has helped them maintain an air of intrigue, making every public appearance feel like a rare event. Rather than overexposure, their agency strategically allowed fans to connect with the members in more organic and personal ways through platforms like Weverse, live streams, and their own social media accounts, where their personalities could shine more authentically. This subtle approach not only deepened the bond between fans and idols, but also gave each member space to highlight her individuality, whether it's Jisoo's elegance, Jennie's charisma, Rosé's emotional artistry, or Lisa's magnetic stage presence. Their distinct aesthetics and personalities became central to Blackpink's brand. Together, this blend of calculated mystery and authentic self-expression elevated them from being just another girl group to global icons whose every move sparks anticipation and conversation worldwide. When discussing the future of K-pop, one cannot escape the towering influence of Blackpink and the legacy they have already cemented within the industry. Their story is not just about music or entertainment. It's about how four women reshaped the very architecture of a global phenomenon. Blackpink's rise has created a ripple effect that continues to influence how new groups are formed, how agencies craft their strategies, and how fans all over the world engage with idols. What makes their legacy so unique is that it was not built by following every traditional path, but by daring to defy them. Instead of relying on endless comebacks or an oversaturation of content, they carefully selected their moments, proving that fewer releases, when executed at the highest level of quality, can leave an even greater cultural impact. This scarcity turned every song, every music video, every stage performance into an event that demanded global attention, creating anticipation unlike anything K-pop had seen before. But Blackpink's legacy doesn't stop at music. Individually, each member forged powerful connections with global fashion houses, luxury brands, and international platforms, expanding their influence beyond the stage and into the world of culture, style, and identity. Their collaborations with global icons like Lady Gaga, Dua Lipa, and Selena Gomez showcased how seamlessly they could merge with Western music markets without losing their identity as K-pop idols. This kind of global reach was unprecedented, setting a new standard for how K-pop groups could cross borders and infiltrate key international markets while still maintaining their roots. Their branding as both a collective and as individuals became a masterclass in modern celebrity building, where music was only one part of a much larger story of influence. Equally important was the way Blackpink redefined fan engagement. They were not omnipresent in every variety show or constant in mainstream Korean television. Instead, their absence built mystery, a sense of exclusivity that made every rare appearance more meaningful. At the same time, they allowed fans to connect with them organically through Weverse, Instagram, and other personal channels, letting the world see their personalities without the overly polished filter of scripted shows. This balance between distance and intimacy created a fandom culture that was both fiercely protective and globally united, proving that authenticity and individuality could be just as powerful as the music itself. Looking toward the future, Blackpink's unconventional path has left the industry with invaluable lessons. Their journey showed aspiring artists and agencies that success does not always come from flooding the market, but from carefully curating impact. They demonstrated that individuality can coexist with teamwork, that restraint can be a form of power, and that global fandoms thrive not only on constant exposure, but also on stories that inspire, challenge, and connect. For the new generation of K-pop idols, Blackpink has set the bar higher than ever. Artistry fused with business savvy, global ambition balanced with cultural identity, and a willingness to bend the rules in order to rewrite them. In the years to come, long after their active days on stage, Blackpink's influence will continue to echo through the halls of the music industry and beyond. Their model has already become the standard by which new groups are measured, And their success has encouraged agencies to look outward, embracing the global stage as the true battleground of influence. Yet, more than just business and strategy, their legacy is about belief. The belief that 4 young women could come together and change the shape of modern music forever. For fans, for artists, and for the industry itself, BLACKPINK will remain not only a group, but a symbol of what is possible when convention is challenged and when passion meets vision. Their legacy, in many ways, is not just about what they achieved. It is about the doors they opened for the future of K-pop, and for the generations of dreamers who will walk through them.